We start with more coverage of those severe storms that rolled across Wisconsin yesterday. In Merrimack, DOT footage showing the moment that a storm rolled into the area. Take a look at this. The rain so intense you can barely see the ground, and when it finally moves out, you can see debris from nearby trees scattered around the road.
I'm Josh Brider live in Boston, where we're getting a better look at some of that damage from those overnight storms, severe weather, and possible tornadoes here. You can see two of those hotels that received some of the damage from that storm. Their roofs receiving a lot of damage. That debris field coming all the way across here. A light post even on its side this morning. The National Weather Service will be out here to assess the damage and decide whether or not it was indeed a tornado that moved through here. We'll have updates on the Channel 3000 mobile app.
Forward Madison Soccer. Well, they are going to take on the German soccer club, SC Paderborn, tonight. It was scheduled for last night, but the weather delayed it. It is taking place same time, 7 o'clock, and tickets from last night will be honored this evening.
A former Marquette County Sheriff's deputy accused of soliciting sex from a minor, now bound over for trial. Travis Biddleman charged with soliciting intimate representation from a minor, using a computer to facilitate a child sex crime, and using a firearm while intoxicated. Records show he waived his right to a preliminary hearing, and the court found probable cause he committed the felony.
The Madison School District modifying its COVID-19 mask protocols. In a message to parents, the district says effective at the start of the summer semester next Monday, it will transition from required use to highly recommended. This decision comes after continued reviews of current metrics and recent CDC guidance.
According to the Department of Transportation, the Todd Drive ramp expected to reopen tonight. It's been closed since mid-May. All current construction on Todd Drive also scheduled to be done by the end of the month. However, the DOT hasn't said if this week's weather has delayed that schedule.
An FDA medical panel recommending both Moderna and Pfizer's COVID vaccines for children 5 and under. Currently, it's the only U.S. age group still ineligible for vaccines. The CDC still has to weigh in on this with final approval that could be available early next week.
The families of 2 Americans fighting in Ukraine say the men have been missing now for more than a week. Andy Wynn, who served in the Marines, and Alexander Druki, an Iraq war vet, volunteered to fight. According to a fellow fighter, they were engaged in battle alongside Ukrainian forces in a town north of Kharkiv on June 9th. They are presumed to be prisoners of war, but that has not been confirmed.
The man accused of killing 10 black people at a Buffalo, New York supermarket is set to make an initial court appearance in federal court today. It comes as the Justice Department filed 26 federal hate crimes and firearms charges against the 18-year-old, some of which carry the possibility of the death penalty. The DOJ and FBI say even with the new charges, the investigation is still ongoing.
And taking a quick look at wrapping up our weather for us. It's going to be quite boring, but boring is good for right now. Be excited at how boring it's going to be, because we're looking at plenty of sunshine. It's going to be quiet after the week that we've had so far, and then the warmth is going to be back on the way. Taking a look at our next 10 days, well, the next 2 are going to be into the 80s, back to the 70s for Saturday, and then as we kick off Father's Day and Juneteenth, we're back into some more summer-like feels, and then next week we're waking up to summer and to really seeing those 90s back into forecast, guys.
All right, Julian, thank you very much. And thanks for joining us on this Thursday, folks. Stay tuned for more coverage of those storms from last night as we determine how many tornadoes indeed touched down in Wisconsin. We'll follow up with more coverage right here on News 3 Now and on channel3000.com.